Welcome to the Explainer. So if you've spent, any time at all around operating systems, there are certain phrases that just get repeated constantly. And today, we're completely demystifying one of the biggest ones, the famous Linux slogan, "Everything is a file." By the end of this, you're going to see exactly why this isn't just some dusty tech jargon, but a brilliant framework for understanding your entire system.
Section 1, the cryptic Linux slogan. Let's set the stage here, because honestly, this is a nearly universal experience. Somewhere in your first few weeks of learning Linux, somebody drops this exact phrase on you. Everything is a file. And, well, what do? If you're anything like most of us, you just kind of nod along, right? You act like it means something profoundly deep to you in that exact moment.
But the reality is, early on, it sounds super smart, but it means absolutely nothing to you. Yet. It just feels so abstract, like a catchy slogan people repeat in the server room to sound cool. But we're going to unpack what it actually means right now, and let me tell you, it's going to give you literally one of the most useful troubleshooting superpowers you will ever learn.
Section 2, a 1970s design masterpiece.
To really understand this, we've got to travel back in time a bit. This slogan? It was actually a highly intentional design decision by the original creators of Unix. Just imagine having to invent a completely different way to interact with every single component on a computer. You'd have one language for disks, a totally different setup for printers, another framework for networks, and yet another for running processes. I mean, utter chaos, right? A total nightmare. Instead, they decided almost everything would speak the exact same simple language. You open it, you read it, you write it, and you close it. Boom. Just one consistent model instead of 100 different ones.
Section 3, troubleshooting without special tools.
So, what does this all mean for us? Why does a 1970s design choice matter to you practically today? Well, it means you already know how to investigate things you've never even touched before. If a process is misbehaving and you have absolutely no idea why, you don't need to go hunt down a special tool or learn some complex new API to fix it.
Let's actually walk through exactly how you'd investigate that misbehaving process. Say you want to know its memory usage, or maybe its parent process. You just go to /proc/PID/status and read it like a regular, everyday text file. It literally tells you right there. What if you want to know what connections it currently has open? Easy. Just look at /proc/PID/FD. Or maybe you're curious about what your CPU is doing in this exact moment? Just type cat/proc/CPU-info. Look at that. No special commands to memorize. You just read the file.
Section 4, the senior engineer's secret. We've all seen those incredibly experienced engineers sit down at a completely unfamiliar system and just troubleshoot like it's pure magic, right? Well, here is the secret. They aren't memorizing 1,000 specialized tools. No way. They just know that most things in Linux expose themselves through this exact same interface. They just know where to look. They know /proc is your go-to for running processes and kernel info. They know /sys is where you go for hardware and drivers. And that /dev is for devices. It is essentially this beautifully structured, predictable map. Now, okay, to be completely fair here, not all of it is neat, perfectly readable text. Let's be real. Some of the files you bump into might be binary, and some of it is write-only. But you know what? That really doesn't defeat the core philosophy at all. The model itself is so incredibly consistent that it literally fundamentally changes your entire workflow. You stop throwing darts in the dark. Basically, you stop guessing and you start checking.
Section 5, a 50-year-old legacy.
When we finally step back and look at the big picture here, it's just fascinating. 50 years? It is truly, absolutely remarkable that one elegant design decision made literally half a century ago still fundamentally shapes how our debugging sessions go today. It brought so much order to what could have easily been an incredibly fragmented digital landscape.
So the next time something completely breaks on your system and you're just staring at the screen not knowing where to even start, take a breath. Remember the absolute genius of that 1970s design. Because there is a very, very good chance that the exact answer you're looking for is sitting quietly in a file somewhere, just waiting to be read. So, which file are you going to read first? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy troubleshooting.